You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Dexter. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Dexter news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Dexter.
Oh, that sound means we're on. Hey, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Dexter. I'm Steve Bottomley. I'm here with Kristen, Snyder, and Spicy Marty.
What's going on, folks?
And we're gonna talk about Dexter. So everybody was kind of anticipating this episode because it was like, okay, all right, you've gotten over the whole setup. Let's get back to the killing. And they did not disappoint. They did not.
They did a great job. Great job.
So I'm hoping everybody was excited and enjoyed the episode as much as we did.
Ricochet Rabbit.
Ricochet Rabbit.
I just like saying that.
Ricochet Rabbit. What does that mean?
Well,
what does that mean
it's the name of the boat.
But what does it mean? Like, why would you name your boat Ricochet Rabbit?
I guess because it's fast.
I don't know. Usually you name a boat after a woman. So
Gotcha.
You know.
Honestly, I thought this was the best episode yet this season.
I did too.
Oh, really?
I did too. Yeah, the pace is back.
Ah.
The whole, you know, the galloping, Dexter's behind and it's got to catch up, and all of that is back, and we've gone beyond the internal struggle. There's still a little bit left of it. He's still, you know, but now they really are kind of paralleling Brother Sam and Dexter.
Yes.
You know,
we've seen a lot of different folks coming on and off this season.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Travis's journey, his dark passenger.
Apparently, Colin Hanks didn't even know that Gellar didn't exist, and it was him the whole time until they actually shot last week's episode, is what it says in the blogs.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's pretty cool. That's an
Really?
interesting fact.
They said only Dexter knew and Gellar were the only ones who knew.
that was a dark passenger within itself for the cast.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's pretty juicy.
So a week before they shot, he didn't know that.
He only knew as they were filming last week's episode, is what was said in the blogs.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. And they're actually renewed for 2 more seasons.
Oh, I
Are
was
they
wrong
really?
about my prediction.
Are they really?
I
Yeah.
totally thought this was the last season because they introduced so many new characters, killed them off, and then brought back like the brother and Trinity Killer, and it was just like random like little facts that was coming back. So I was like, oh, maybe this is like a recap season of the past ones, and it's gonna be over.
Well, it's awesome that they got 2 more seasons.
I'm
Yay.
excited about that.
I kind of hope they got this out of their system.
What do you think got what out of their system?
The religion.
This journey we took this season.
Well, the thing
You know, I mean, but here's the thing. It was a really, really cool psychological study,
It was.
and all of that. It's just that, you know, you tune into Dexter to see a little bit more killing.
Right, and this was more like biblical based. It was the first time we've seen them ever really touch on religion with Dexter, so it was pretty interesting to see. But okay, we're over it. Let's move
Dexter
on. Start killing.
he kind of trashes the whole religion theme in this. We see him in the church.
does.
He actually says Brother Sam was wrong,
Right.
and he says I shouldn't have listened to him, but he was right about what you should put your faith into. Be careful about what you put your faith into.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So-
he also said,
Go
I'm
ahead.
done with this religious stuff. It's not going to solve my problems.
But did you notice where the argument really was? The argument really was with his father in the code.
Right.
It's because he couldn't lash out against religion because he never had it. He just kind of dabbled, and in dabbling, he saw the very worst part
He
of
tried
religion.
forgiveness.
Yeah, Brother Sam tried to explain spirituality, and his work takes him into, you know, dogma at its worst. So the only thing he could argue, and the only person he could argue to, was his father.
Right.
So again, there was a parallel between Travis and Gellar, and Dexter and his father.
Which is also very biblical because as humans, we also do that as well. There's the argument of us as humans with our Father in heaven. And so that I kind of think there's a parallel between that as well.
That's a
with
good
the whole
point,
Father. Yeah, this biblical spice.
New nickname.
Yeah, everything's spicy.
The new nickname for Spicy Marty. And the other thing that I should probably just let everyone know is everyone's still getting over the AFTERBUZZ cough, flu, cold thing. So, you know.
Call in, but don't come.
We're all, we're all
chances
infected over here.
chances are someone's going to have a coughing attack, me, at some point. But I think Tammy couldn't even talk. I think they just did
Boardwalk
Empire and just. So, Tam, what do you think?
I hope she's watching.
I thought I was getting a cold, but then I realized it was just lack of sleep from partying too hard.
Ah,
so
there you go.
Good to know I'm not sick.
There you go. I wish it was that for me. So Travis, he discovered that, hey, this guy's bleeding right in front of him. I did that.
Yes.
But this is what I like to see now. I like to see him going, okay, I'm taking over. It's finally the bad Travis is stepping up because honestly, that's a lot more fun to watch.
How did you feel about that scene though?
Which one?
The scene where he's going back and forth with Gellar and he's arguing with him about whether he murdered him or not. Yeah. I love the fact that they did this. They finally revealed that it's his dark passenger and that he doesn't really exist. What I didn't like is that they were telling us step by step, well, you killed me. No, I didn't. Well, you stabbed me. Here's my wound. Like, I just felt like that was a little artificial in the scene, and it was very telltale.
Agreed.
As if, as us, the Dexter audience, I'm sorry, we're very intelligent. You don't have to tell us every single little thing. We kind of can figure it out on our own without them going through the entire thing.
I'm glad you brought that up because I agree. I thought there was a lot more expos, and they went to expos over logic a lot of times. There was another moment that we mentioned with Deb.
Right.
And the other thing about that scene is I didn't really see the turn that Travis needed to go off on his own. You know, it was kind of like I guess it happened, but to me that scene should have been the pivotal moment of Travis saying, I don't care what you're saying.
Right.
The journey continues.
Exactly.
You know, F you, whatever. And I'm sure it happened, but it was either buried or it wasn't big enough, or you know, maybe they moved off to Dexter. It just got lost.
Made a significant point where he should have been able to showcase his acting, and he went from nice guy to grr. You know?
Right. He's now he's doing the reverse.
Right.
Dexter's always trying to keep the good guy up, and this is where Travis just says, forget the good guy.
Right. He was just kind of like one day nice, and the next day he just was like evil on us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what made me question everything is he said that he killed him 3 years ago.
Okay.
And so what has Travis been doing for these 3 years? He killed him that long ago, and now he's
frozen. He's like a popsicle stick down there. Poor Gellar.
But now, why now? Why not 3 years ago when he killed him? Did he not continue this? He said, you killed me 3 years ago. Right.
And the reason why he killed him was because, I think you said this last week, or I don't know if we were on air or we were just riffing about it, but you said, or somebody said, you know, that he wanted to go bigger, and Gellar said, no, you're crazy.
Yeah, that was what I was
Is that what you were saying? Okay, I knew somebody said it.
This is going to be the moment where they tell us next episode exactly what happened, and that's what they did. That's exactly what they did.
So that was 3 years ago. And in the meantime, well, he had to learn how to paint.
Developing to paint.
You know, he had to get.
He's reading up on his Bible.
Yeah, there's that. He had to make all those cool contraptions.
This is very true. The lady.
All right, guys. Fine.
No, you know.
But I really like that he decided that he needed more disciples. And he went after the videos. That was the best part when he was going through all the different guys that were obsessed with Gellar and all their many different videos and sexual references.
His crotch.
What do you think about him finding Mr. and Mrs.
He found Stephen and Beth.
Stephen and Beth.
They're a
what do you think of those characters?
Married couple.
What do you think of those characters?
I thought they were kind of random. I think that they're both obviously very lost to be convinced like that easily to go on this killing spree with them. Like Dexter's serial killingness, as you would say, was developed over his entire childhood. So was Travis. And then what's the background for Beth and Steven to automatically be cold-blooded killers just like Travis and Dexter are?
Well, I like how Beth was sort of standoffish, as you said, Steve, the outsider. She was like, I don't think I can do this. And then she actually didn't participate in the murder. But then Doomsday Adam, Steve, I don't know what his deal was. I mean, I guess it's because he's been out of work for so long, and they've been searching.
Participate, did she not? I mean, you're just as guilty if you stand there and watch.
Killing. Obviously, but
she's guilty by association, absolutely. But she didn't actually. We didn't see her actually.
She helped grab Holly.
My favorite part was when she brought out the Velveeta and crackers.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I miss Velveeta cheese.
Velveeta, I haven't had them in a while.
The national snack for crazy religious nuts everywhere. Velveeta and crackers.
Honestly, though, I feel like both of them have not been working for a while. They're going crazy. They probably don't leave their house. I mean, all of those things are ways that people develop sort of.
I feel like because they didn't come from like a childhood of trauma, or they didn't tell us that in there. They just became these people recruited by Travis, that they should have been a little bit more nuts. I would have preferred them a little bit more kooky crazy, so that I can have seen why they fell for this so easily. Because Beth seems like a normal person who's just, you know.
I mean, that's where I was going with it. I thought Beth was going to be this nice, polite thing, and I thought she was going to be the one to step up and say, "Of course."
That would have been, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And then have Steven kind of go, I don't know if I can do this, you know, because it just would have seemed more like, oh, these guys are nuts.
They seem like a couple I'd see in Ralph's or something, you know?
But maybe it's gonna...
I mean, there are couples like that in Ralph's, but you
Joe's.
don't. I think that's actually. I disagree with you guys. I think it's cool that they appear normal and are actually psycho, because that's how people are day to day.
No.
Go to Ralph's.
I like
those people exist.
No, I like, and by the way, Ralph's is a wonderful grocery
right.
store.
No, we're not saying crazy people shop at Ralph's. I shop at Ralph's.
We love Ralph's.
You need to hit that.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Right.
But don't get me started on Trader Joe's. Those people are crazy.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only.
Those people are cool.
No, but what I was saying is that, you know, I would have liked to have seen it switch a little bit, but maybe they're going to pay it off later. Maybe there's a reason why Beth is set up the way she is, you know.
We do see her next week.
We do see her next week. So they're laying something in. But again.
But I thought there's only 2 witnesses. So now we're saying that there's 3 witnesses if Beth is included?
Well, if she stays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We'll see if she's going to be chopped up next.
You said it just, you know, for a couple of minutes ago. They're introducing a lot of people and they're killing them off. So. And I gotta
like
tell
that.
You,
that's not bad.
Folks, don't get attached.
I was surprised when Holly, who the girl?
The whore. The whore of Babylon.
Holly.
Hello, whore.
Hello, whore. What a great line. I think this is probably the episode where finally Colin Hanks gets to go, oh, good. I get to play crazy.
To play crazy.
Real crazy. Because he's good at that.
He looks like a crazy person. Not to say that there is a look. I'm sorry. He's
never going to play a normal role again.
He looks like the guy you don't want to be with on the elevator, or like you don't want, you know, you're looking behind you on the escalator like, okay.
Well,
Colin Hanks, you can ride in my elevator anytime.
Hey.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I will not kick you off an elevator, Colin Hanks. Your character? Hell yeah.
Right.
No, and he's I've seen him in a few films where he is crazy, and he just does it really well. That's why I was excited about this episode. Okay, good.
He was playing it so just dry.
Yeah, but he was doing a good job with that too, because he had to find both of those characters. He had to be that mealy mouse guy and not let on that, you know.
How hard that must be too. How do you train for that role where you're playing this like weak character, and then all of a sudden you turn like cold-blooded psycho killer on us, and you have to completely change your demeanor that you've been practicing the entire scene?
Yeah, well, it's acting.
Acting. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
How much do you get paid? Call in.
Yeah. I had another point, and it's on my list somewhere. It was about Holly getting whacked on the boat. It surprised me. Yeah, I thought they were going to kind of keep her alive and do the whole, you know, we're going to, you know, keep you alive.
I gotten attached to her. I feel like I would really
I liked whenever Dexter actually went to Peter's house and spoke with his daughter. That was a very entertaining scene.
Oh, that was cute.
Oh, yeah.
When he went to
and
go
found out about the boat.
Right.
And
okay. All right.
She admitted that Holly's having an affair.
and
the sexretary.
The sexretary. But again, the question arose while we were watching it. The question arose: how did Travis know about the boat?
Yeah. Well,
if you have an answer, please call 424-256-1779.
He probably did the same thing that Dexter did.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he
probably did the same thing.
Googled.
No, I think he probably went to Holly's apartment. Her stuff was all cleared out. She expected Travis to come. I think Travis did come.
Remember the steps. Remember the steps that Dexter had to take to find out about the boat, and he found out about the boat through just a happenstance conversation.
Yeah, but he's been behind, so Travis has been ahead of him.
Yeah, he's been stalking his victims. He does his research.
It jumped out to me. I wasn't the only one it jumped out to. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
Some things need to be understood, Steve.
I thought it was interesting how calm and cool and on vacation she was from having gone through this traumatic drinking blood vampire experience.
I would have
skipped
town.
Through. And yeah, you know, you think she would need
in town?
She needs help. She needs to go to a psychiatrist. She can't just be drinking, you know, vodka on
Whenever
the road.
they said Peter was in Spain, I'm like, well, why isn't she in Spain then too? Right. I would have wanted to get away.
Yeah, there was a couple of things where you just kind of go, okay, they're gonna get over this quick because you know they got to get to the good stuff.
I mean, she was really on vacation. She was dressed cute, back out, and then you know she sees him. And she gets a little scared.
She really got back into the horror mode.
Right.
Hello, horror.
Hello.
I like that also that Dad, as he's talking to Dexter, makes a comment about they're talking to someone who isn't there.
Right. That was the parallel between Travis and Dexter. Go figure.
You guys got anything else on Travis and anything else pop up?
Well, going back to the scene where Dexter cuts off Gellar's hand and then puts his prints everywhere, and then he says he's going to stash the hand in the morgue and use it for a rainy day.
That's right.
So he's keeping Gellar alive, and until the police find out that he's actually dead, which I don't think they will because Dexter put him in a lake somewhere. He said he was going to.
He wasn't in the cooler.
So he can essentially, Dexter can use Gellar to cover up his mistakes in the future.
This is so funny. The serial killer playing games with the serial killer. It's almost like a game of like chess or you know, they're playing each other's hands.
No,
literally.
Kind of.
Yeah.
The only way that will work though is if he gets to Travis first. Because if Travis tells him, you know, no, you know, I killed the professor and he was in the cooler, and you know, there's going to be some evidence somewhere in there.
Yeah, I like that Dexter actually called the police on this one. I was very surprised about that.
That's when Brother Sam came into account because he admitted to himself that sometimes he has to
submit to a higher power. As humans, we have to do that.
So 911 was the higher power.
He didn't want to.
And how about Harry?
Yeah, I love it that Dexter does not want to involve the police.
Dexter is so mad with Harry right now.
Yeah,
he is infuriated with his father. And this, I mean, he's always had a nice, cool relationship with his dead father. But, I mean, just this season, he is just letting him have it. I feel bad for Pops because I love him.
You know, you wonder if Dexter's, like, as a father, is now discovering that there might have been another way you could have done this. You know, because he's always just assumed that Dad had
help, Dad.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking about, you know, really, was this the best way? And I think that's kind of the argument that Dexter's having with himself and with his dad. But it was certainly amped up this time.
It's tough as a parent from what I'm hearing. You know, your kids want to go a certain way. You find that they're talented in something, so you want to push that talent.
Well, that's only if you care.
And Dexter just happened to be good at slicing and dicing.
I often just keep a little earbud in my ear, and when my kids are talking,
Tune them out.
It's just turn on Judas Priest, and it's no, that's very interesting. No, that's true. We're going to. So Travis was just kind of. He started his journey and killed somebody.
And empowered.
And he's
finally
recruiting. He now has
and
followers.
Wormwood. Well, we now know what wormwood is.
Yeah,
poisonous gas.
I thought I was going to see bits of wood with worms in it. I literally thought that's what wormwood was. I'm the only one who didn't know what wormwood was. I was like,
yeah, that's how they're going to kill all these people. They're going to throw wood with worms, and you're going to
I'm ignorant for that one because I did not know what wormwood was.
You're going to actually breathe it in and choke on it.
That's I did not know what it was, but I'm happy that I learned.
Well, evidently, it's very, very dangerous based on what they found on the boat.
Right, and Travis killed his parents. I think that's an important point. And at one point it said...
he's a psychopath.
It's said by Deb, but his sister was so convinced that he was a good guy. And Dexter said, maybe she didn't know.
I like the parallel between
Stranger
Dexter
things
and
have
Travis and Dexter's sister and Travis's sister. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, let's get to Deb in just a second. But hey, if you want to find out what's going on at AfterBuzz, join us on the website at www.afterbuzztv.com. Join us at Twitter at AfterBuzzTV or on Facebook at facebook.com/AfterBuzz, or dial in at 424-256-1729. There's a good chance you'll reach this show.
Call us now.
It's a good chance. If you reach another show, have a question on hand. Also, you can do live stream at Ustream TV at AfterBuzz TV, and then we're on iTunes. Just look up AfterBuzz. Just throw AfterBuzz in the Google search. Throw any of our names in there, even just after. Just it'll come up. And always keep. We will let you know when there's a live function coming up that we can get people to. Sometimes it's just the hosts are invited, and then we come back and tell you what's going on. Like,
we'll fill you in on the fun you missed.
Yeah, like sing off. You know, we tried to get people, but they just said no, just you guys. So, oh, by the way, just a quick blurb for me. Sing Off Christmas special is tomorrow. So if you like Sing Off, or if you've never heard Sing Off, tune in. It's going to be fun, and we all kind of know what we're talking about on that one. Not like this one where we're experts.
Yeah.
Experts
over here.
Deb's
I'm a
therapy.
Dexpert.
And
I'm a Dexpert. I am.
Nice. A Dexpert.
That's exactly what we are.
So Deb is really starting to have a relationship with her therapist. And
she is.
Based on the trailer, what's going on with her and Dexter? Because that was a weird trailer.
You mean for next week?
Yeah. Yeah. He was like going in for a kiss or something.
No.
I didn't see that part.
I didn't see that part either.
It was
what?
weird.
Okay, because I was going to say about the relationship, it seems like it's working out. And when she's talking about creeping in his room.
It was weird.
And being on the floor.
I'm
telling you.
Admit that she's in love with Dexter.
Well, they're not really related.
Yeah, exactly. They're not related at all.
Oh, ew, gross. I don't want to say. Okay, it's one thing to date in real life, because they were. It's another thing for you to fall in love with your adopted sister.
It's kind of like
gotta be
Greg and Marcia.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of guidelines. Come on,
Well,
guys.
okay, I'm saying what I saw in that trailer
safe place, guys.
is I'm just saying we'll see what happens. But what we're finding out in therapy is
she can't breathe when she walks in churches.
Yeah, because it reminds her of her
loss.
Of loss.
It makes sense.
It's just loss.
Yeah. She's only gone in there for funerals.
So it triggers something for her.
Panic attacks.
Much like Dexter, he gets panic attacks.
She was better on the swearing.
She was.
There's a couple of times where it worked.
I think they heard us on AfterBuzz and went back and rewrote and made some edits. I swear, I think that's what happened.
Yeah?
I promise you.
Wow.
Because she did a really good job this time. Do you see how much better it was after our AfterBuzz show?
You know, at 50% of it, it came up. Last week it was like, oh man, about 15% was like, okay, that sounded tough. But when she was talking to Dexter,
it was more appropriate this time.
Yeah, it was like, first of all, F you.
Right.
Second of all, blah, blah.
Now,
and third, F you.
Do you think there's a possibility that she could really be pregnant, though? Because Dexter said, why are you feeling queasy, you know?
Maybe you're pregnant. Well, she blew it off, saying the last guy I was with was Quinn.
But how long has it been since she's been with Quinn?
I don't know.
Because I feel like it's been a few episodes that they've broken up, because that was this season.
Right.
That's more than, she can be pregnant, not know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, time-wise, yeah. They could do that.
I don't think she's
I would
pregnant.
love for her to be pregnant. I would love for it to, I would just love it.
That would ruin her career. She can't be, she's a career
woman. It would make it more juicy.
She cannot be pregnant.
Well, she's opening up more to her therapist, and we're finding out, we already kind of knew who Dexter was for her, so that wasn't that big of a surprise.
But I feel like they're really building on Deb's character this season. Like, she is an intricate part of the show. She's almost getting more airtime than Dexter is on the show, because her story is getting a lot more juicy. I mean, she's made lieutenant this season. She had a breakup with Quinn. She's battling her issues with Dexter in addition to her own personal issues with a psychiatrist. And now she's telling us that... what did she just reveal to us? That the thing with him in the bedroom, whatever, And so they're just really playing on the whole death thing. Oh, and that's what we just found out, that she's with Thomas, her lieutenant, or no, her captain, or what is Thomas to her?
That would be the lieutenant. Captain?
No, isn't LaGuardia the captain?
Yeah, she's captain. He's like deputy of the department,
chief
deputy.
Chief
deputy, yeah.
But isn't there just a whole lot of layers to Debra that's going on this season?
Well, there's one layer that's going to evidently get stripped out, which is she just figured out who was in the room with the hooker.
Yeah.
So now what does she do?
Okay, so when they had that scene, and I just kind of looked at you guys and went, really? You don't think she would have been a little bit more upset? And you guys said...
I thought she was in shock. You were pretty upset that she wasn't more upset.
I feel like that was her character. Like, she would be like, oh snaps, but in a different word. Like, and
it's kind of expected,
still be calm and collected, because she's not really like a kind of person. You don't really see her crying her pants off, you know. So I think that she handled it the way that Deb would handle it. Like, damn it. Because come on now, she knows that her station is shady.
Corrupt.
Like, she knows that she knew there was more to it. So now she discovered it.
So you were thinking that she'd just do more of the like irritated, oh son of a bitch, it's this guy.
I think that I don't think that there was more that was necessary in that scene. I thought that she definitely gave the flower company too much information about your investigation.
Again, that's part of the X-Files, trumping
and
logic.
And what flower company you call and you say, hey, I'm with the department. I need you to give me the information on this. Like, anybody can call and say that, and you're just giving out telephone numbers and zip codes and social security numbers.
Because they could have actually used that later. Well, she's going to have to bring this to somebody, and then go, what's your on the day she died, he sent them flowers. She could have nailed that later when you're going, well, that's a good place to tell us, as opposed to the flower guy.
Right, and he's like, oh my God, that was his response. Oh my God.
She tries to tell Dexter. She calls him.
Right.
And she always calls him when she needs to talk to somebody. She calls him first.
And but she doesn't want to tell him over the phone.
Right, which makes sense.
Well, she's trying to give him space, too. Because she's realizing that she smothers him.
Well, much like a girlfriend, she is completely understanding whenever he says, I have personal business to handle. And she's like, no, that's fine. Absolutely fine. I'm
much
gonna
like a girlfriend, huh?
She sounded like an understanding girlfriend.
I don't want them to hook up. Ew.
That's weird.
I feel like something's gonna happen
little redheaded babies.
They set it up. What?
Redheaded babies.
You really think they're gonna be like
I don't
an
know.
adopted incest?
I don't know. I don't think so. But there was certainly a weird setup in the trailer. And I don't know how you guys didn't see that.
Oh, we were writing notes.
Yeah, you probably were.
I did not.
I don't write notes. I just scribble symbols.
I would have been mad
and then
about
try
that
to remember what happened.
And then I missed the part about when the little girl had said, pass Holly this message for me if you see her. And I asked you guys what it was because I was taking my notes, and you guys showed me what it was with your finger.
We flipped Spicy. Both of us flipped Spicy off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's what I missed.
How else do we show you that?
That's what she said.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
Really?
You asked us to.
I did.
Every opportunity I take it.
I had no idea I was going to get flipped off.
Even when someone's asking me, can I help you? I say, yes, I'll have that over there. And actually, when I was in second grade, we had a school principal who would call on people, and he would use his middle finger, and the whole class would just snicker. Yeah, you.
And he used his, okay.
All right, should we talk about Lewis and Jamie?
And the rest of the crew. Quinn, Lewis, Batista, Janie, all of them. Quinn's still alive.
Oh, I'm starting to get on your guys' page.
And after this episode, it may be Batista that we say goodbye to.
I know. I'm so mad at Quinn. See, he should have been killed a long time ago.
I do want Quinn
Batista would have had a partner that could have been there for him.
They are setting Quinn up because he should have been there. He's fallen asleep, and now
he was sleeping every time we saw him.
He's spiraling out of control. I mean, he's just destroying his life. I'm tired of it.
Now he's jeopardizing his partner.
But can I see him do something different this scene? Like, I can only see you wake up in your car with your shoes off and having an affair so many times with the stripper. I want to see something else out of Quinn. I'm ready for his character to go to the next level because I don't know why he's still on the show.
Go completely.
Something.
No, I agree. I think that beat has been hit.
They've nailed it in.
More
we
than
get
once.
it. He's jacking himself up.
So I don't know where he's headed. Just kind of like I don't know where Deb's therapy's headed, but I really don't know where Quinn's headed. It's going to be weird if he suddenly is like, you know, the guy that's going to save Batista.
I was thinking maybe they'll do that with him too.
But
if he saves the day, I don't think Quinn's going to save anybody's day.
Well, somebody's got to find Batista.
Well,
hopefully somebody does, and he doesn't end up another victim. But what about
I would be mad if they killed Batista. He's an intricate part of the show.
I would be too, but I feel like somebody important has got to go who we actually care about.
Batista may have gotten a really good film role.
This is very true.
Batista might have gone up to the producers and said, you know, I think I'd like to renegotiate.
He asked for a raise, right? That might have been what happened. I got the impression.
Let's talk about that next season. So I don't know, but he certainly, you know, got whacked.
He got hit over the head,
and that surprised me too.
As soon as he figured out that clue.
And what did he get whacked with?
A cross.
A cross.
So
as soon as he saw all the Gellar books that they had been reading, I mean, Beth tried to say all the videos were a joke, and then he's walking out and he sees all the books by Gellar.
Yeah, that again, big surprise there. I didn't see that coming. You know.
Yeah, definitely didn't. I jumped.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh. And then there's
the homicide game.
The which one?
The homicide game.
Oh yeah, Lewis.
The video game with Lewis. What is behind Lewis? I don't know what's going on with this kid.
Well, what's interesting with me is is he going to be hanging out with Janie now that Dexter said, nah, your game sucks?
I don't think so. I think he blew off the date and Jamie because he was never interested in Jamie to begin with. I think he was using her to get closer to Dexter because he knew that Jamie babysat Harrison at Dexter's house.
Huh. I think he really does like Jamie. I just think that, I mean, you know, because the last scene, they had a, like, huge passionate love scene in the bedroom. I think
he was thinking with down below, thanks to Masuka.
Yeah, I'm trying to equate those two about really liking and an opportunity to nail a hot chick.
Well, remember, because she was, like, so impressed that he was honest with her. But I do think that he likes her, but I think that he's in love with Dexter more.
Right. I mean, he even says, I never saw this guy make a mistake.
Right.
And so I wonder if he's going to see
So is that why he's so crushed? See, that's the other thing.
I think he's in love with Dexter.
Yeah. Well, when your mentor or somebody that you really respect and revere hurts your feelings or tells you something or discredits your hard work, it really affects you. We've all been through that before. We didn't get credit for something or someone put us down who, you know, whose opinions matter. So that's why he canceled the date and had to go regroup.
Yeah, he definitely, I'm just curious to know if he's going to try to stay with Janie or if he's just going to blow that off now.
Dexter said specifically, why would anybody want to kill anybody? Why would you choose to be a killer? And so what he's going to do is have to kill somebody in order to understand what his mentor just said.
Yeah, he's like, how could you know through a game what it's like
So he's in order to make the game as authentic as possible, he's going to kill somebody so that he
That's
too
a really
can
good
put that
prediction.
in the video game. AFTERBUZZ prediction.
And who could the victim be?
It's going to have to be Jamie.
Oh.
So that's who they're killing off. I'm ready for her to go, though, too. Get out of here.
Who's going to babysit?
She's cute.
Who's going to babysit?
She's cute, but I need more from Jamie. I'm sorry. She's a cute little babysitter, but that's it.
Do you think Lewis was working with Ryan, the old intern, and do you think, what was the end game there?
Yeah,
with the whole ice truck killer arm? Do you think he's just obsessed with the whole program? Yeah. Do you think Lewis was working with her, or do you think...
Her name was Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They just, like, wrote her off, like, one day she was there, one day she wasn't. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I don't know if he's such a a stalker that he discovered the hand and bought it because he certainly had the money to.
Right.
I don't know if he killed her and the body stashed somewhere to get to it, but that's a very interesting point that him saying, you know, what do you know about it? And
how could you know what it's like to kill?
Yeah.
And why would you want to? But what did you guys think about the game? You could be the serial killer.
I mean, but then again, you get to be a ninja in video games. You get to be a monster. You get to be a vampire. Why not be a serial killer? Hey, we've already done
the
everything
amount
else.
of publicity a game like that would get is worth trying to get it out there. Whether or not the sales, it's just that kind of publicity would put whatever company you are on the map. You know,
or to shame.
I don't think there is shame though. I don't think now.
It's almost like
how you be
a
serial killer.
Kill. Yeah, you're giving a kit
Oh
to
no,
kill.
I don't.
Well, I'm gonna say this, guys. Last year there was a news report on some of the games that are coming out of Japan, and the #1 game in Japan right now is this underground game, and basically you are a pedophile.
Oh my
And you go on subways
God.
and you'll see like little girls, and they have like different, like, I don't know if you played The Sims before, but you can like click actions and they'll do that. And you can like lift girls' skirts up. You can like
is this
you can
world
literally
coming
rape
to?
a girl on a train.
This is making me sad.
And this is like one of the top like video games in Japan right now. And so it blew my mind last year because I was saying, like, obviously it's only time before it makes its way over here.
Right.
And so now to be talking about this
is actually
oh
kind
my
of
gosh,
tame in
that
comparison to that.
is disturbing. Because I mean, you guys were practically giving you, you know, the game plan to create deaths, rapes, kill. I mean, come on now. I love Dexter. He's a serial killer. He's one of the good ones. But still, like, he's not like, it's just, that was really disturbing to me when I hear that games like that are created.
Why do you want to put those thoughts in their heads?
Yeah. Our mind
and then the other
mental
side,
pictures.
and then the other side of the coin is people saying, well, it actually offers a release for people that need, if a Dexter type could play this game and not have to go out and try to live it. I don't agree with that. I'm saying that there's two sides to this, and this whole psychologically.
Join the gym, guys. Join the gym.
But the format,
get help.
The format is still it's in its relative infancy as far as long term and what the effect it can have on people. Getting back to the game that Lewis is making, I think it would probably get a hell of a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And the sales would not be bad. He's
I
already
think they'd be
successful.
Really good, scary good.
It was
Very
scary.
He's already
it
a
was like
successful
watching a horror movie.
Right.
It's almost like watching a horror movie.
And
can you imagine your kids playing that game?
I wouldn't be surprised if Dexter, if the company goes, and by the way, we're thinking about releasing that.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Listen, I've had conversations with my kids about, the video games and stuff, and when they were much younger and they wanted to, get like some of the first person, like World War II games and stuff. I mean, you'd have to have the conversation about it.
But you're fighting for a good cause in those games, and this
you
time you're just terrorizing
No, not every time.
people.
Sometimes you're on the other side. I mean, you don't know what side you're going to go on, but the conversation was more about, look, this is, I'm going to look for behavior when you're playing this, that if it goes beyond that, we've got a problem.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's like anything else that they're exposed to. If you let them do it without having a conversation about it, well, you're not doing your job. You
definitely should communicate and educate your children. But as far as actually putting the video game in their hand that tells them how to create a homicide, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Step by step.
Yeah, but based on what DJ
Janet think there should be serial killing video games, call us now. What's the number?
That's 424-256-1729. If you do end up in another show, you might not want to bring that question in. But if you do bring that question in, let us know, because I want to see that show.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I that's an interesting question. I would, I think it would probably do not bad.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, with all the games now that are out with the war ones and stuff that
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto and all these crazy games
Dead
that are out.
Redemption.
All of them are murder.
I'm
we're gonna get a whole bunch of things. People are like, you don't know anything about video games. You don't know it's all.
If you knew the technology behind it.
I actually, you know what? We'll just sit and watch Benjamin play Modern Warfare 3. I think it's now. Because it's fascinating, but I'm really fascinated with the graphics and how good they're getting.
The other argument can be the flip side. That can be, well, it's no worse than watching a movie.
No, it
or
isn't.
Your daughter making her Barbie dolls have sex.
Right.
I'm guilty of that when I was little. But I'm saying
I did not do that.
You never
Spicy.
made your Barbies?
What? Therapist, please call it.
See, you don't want kids coming out like me, folks. Just say no.
There's no genitalia.
So, okay.
No matter how many GI Joes showed up for that.
Commercial break.
I'm sorry. We need to go to the commercial.
I'm just cutting you guys off.
I heard all day. Okay,
So-
mediator over here.
So Batista's on the floor, knocked out, and we're really worried.
I don't want anything to happen to Batista. I want him to be saved. I want his sister to be dead instead. So please kill her. Please kill Jamie instead of Batista. Writers.
Travis says he looks down at Batista and he says he doesn't enforce God's will, we do, or God's law, we do.
There's 2 episodes left. Do you think they would kill him off?
I really don't want it, but I think yes.
I hope they don't kill Batista, because then they have to introduce a new character to us, and I still haven't gotten attached to what's the
Mike
new guy?
Anderson.
Which one is that? The new member of the team?
Yes.
I don't even know who he is or what.
I
his
like
purpose
him
is.
though.
But look at Mike Anderson. Is it Mike Anderson? Look at his character, and which character does he most represent?
And could replace the best.
Yeah. And how many seasons have Batista been on? He started from the beginning,
Every single
right?
one, yeah.
All right, so as a character and as an actor working an arc, you know, he's probably looking around going, you know what, you haven't given me anything lately, and, you know, there's this thing that I want to do. So maybe Quinn and him both go up and, you know, something. I don't know. But you know what, I kind of feel like, you know, this is probably a good time to introduce new people.
Characters, yeah.
And let this kind of take a new direction and get some new energy in there.
Yeah.
So
that would be refreshing, because they have kind of played the storyline.
And if you're looking at all the characters, you look at all the characters. Okay, which are the most sympathetic ones? Because those are the ones you want to knock off. Absolutely,
exactly. We care the most about him.
I do. I am fond of Batista, because he's always been a good upfront guy.
Right.
And it makes sense to do it, because now you have this new guy coming in that's got to kind of like fill his shoes. And if you spend all this time with Batista, you're going to be like, you'll never be him. So now he's got to take this journey, not only to win the precinct over, but to all the viewers.
But there
isn't I can do this.
Any character development with the new guy. What's his name?
Well, there hasn't been.
Mike Anderson.
Mike Anderson.
All that he's been doing is just laying in who he is.
He's lurking around.
Well, because they haven't really focused on him.
True.
Because these other characters have always stepped up.
What do you guys think is going to happen with Batista and maybe La Guarda or Deb? Or do you think that he's going to have to, you know, like, their whole thing with their affair was over, their marriage is ended, but now, like, they've made, like, La Guarda more of, like, the villain again, and her and Thomas have this, like, little secret. Like, do you think that Deb's gonna, what do you think she's gonna do? Do you think she's gonna protest, or that she's gonna come out the closet and reveal, like, the scandal, the sex affair?
I can't answer that because we're not at predictions.
Well, maybe we should go to commercial and go there.
We'll go to commercial, and then we'll answer that
question.
With that question.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, guys. So we have a caller on the line.
Awesome.
Caller, what's your name? Yes, this is Dexter.
Hi, is this for the Dexter show?
Yes, this is the Dexter show.
This is a caller who got patched into our Keeping Up with the Kardashian after show.
Well, how was that? How was the Kardashian?
You know what? It was really odd. But am I on the Dexter show now?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are on the Dexter show now.
Okay, thank goodness, because that was really weird. But okay. So my question is, I want to know how you guys feel about regarding the whole dead hooker thing with Deputy Chief Thomas. Do you think that Deb should keep her mouth shut? Do you think she should confront him because you know that's the way she normally is? What do you think she should do?
Well, first of all, what's your name? Caller.
My name's Sean.
Okay,
welcome,
thanks, Sean.
Welcome to
thank you for calling.
Dexter.
Yes.
What up, Sean?
Hello, Sean. Thank you for calling.
Is that AW or AU or SEA?
You know what? It's the cool Scottish way, SEA, like Sean Connery.
Love it.
Oh my God! Because I was like looking and realizing there is a lot of ways to it. He's Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
And you're welcome that we rescued you from the Kardashians.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know what? What do you guys think about that? That's a great question. What do you
I
think?
think that Deb is in a really, really hard place because she already stepped up to LaGuardia earlier, and so now she has to reveal and possibly lose their support and lose her job in the process if she does come out in the open with the affair. So I think that it's pretty tough, but if she is as loyal to her job as I think that she is, she's going to come out and possibly get her boss fired. So maybe that's who we're going to lose on the show.
What do you think?
I think that she really follows the rules, and it's going to be hard for her to be convinced by LaGuardia or Matthews to not tell the truth to at least the girl's family. I mean, it's a huge guilt trip. She even mentioned it, and Deb's been holding the law for the entire station in terms of morals.
She's pretty moral.
They've set it up nicely. She knows the information before she has this meeting with the chief or deputy chief, and there's already talk of going to the inner circle and stuff. Now she's going into this inner circle wondering, is this really how you move up? Am I going to have to play this game? And, you know, is this a chip that gets me out of, you know, and higher up into the ranks?
Do you play the politics of it
Do you
all?
play the politics, or do you stay, you know, honorable and at the risk of being, you know, blackballed and you know, a pariah? I think, Sean, I think she does the honorable thing.
I think she does too.
Her character would, but it's a huge problem for the writers of Dexter because now what are they going to do? Bring in a new captain? Bring in a new chief deputy? I mean...
Well, I think there's also a chance that she can do the honorable thing and it still gets covered up.
That's true.
You know,
that's probably going to be what happens.
And the captain says, look, I gave you a chance. I mean, more conflict is always good. You know, so
and you know what? They've actually they've brought in new cast members before. Like they had that one Haitian new lieutenant come in, and they got rid of her quick. You know, so
I liked her.
Hey, maybe it's a time for a change with the deputy chief. You know, because he's proved to be an ass. He's proved to be a crooked guy a lot of the time. So maybe they're going to change it up a little bit.
You don't see him too much.
Didn't he call for a dinner with Deb that's coming up? What if he tries to kill Deb? I mean, he probably killed the hooker.
I don't think he would.
Well, he didn't actually kill the hooker.
He says he didn't kill the hooker.
Right, but
he says he walked in on her.
Right, and it was after she was, you know, on the floor, and they said that this is blood that came out after she was dead.
Supposedly.
So someone did CPR.
Yeah.
So
but who
they've
does
laid
CPR
that in.
Isn't normally a killer.
Yeah, they've laid it in where he was just in the wrong place, the wrong thing, and politically it's going to kill him. So her choice is going to be, you know, do I go along or do I step up and you know, not?
I think that she is going to confront him at the dinner that he's called, and she's going to evoke him to try to kill her.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to try to strangle her, choke her out.
Really?
I don't think he's...
At the dinner.
Yep.
That's an awesome
maybe
restaurant.
That would be juicy.
Poison her. Maybe he'll poison her.
We got strangulation on table 2. Oh, it's just the chief.
He's like, once again, I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Out here.
Oh, pull the curtain. No, I think she'll do the right thing, but still get screwed anyway.
Sean, what do you think? What do you think that she should do?
I think she should maintain true to her character. You know, she's going to probably do the honest thing because that's the way that is. You know, she's just like fuck everybody else, and that's the way she thinks all the time. So why not just do her freaking job? And that's probably what she's going to end up doing. She's going to confront the whole thing. She's going to find out what the truth is because that's what being, even though she's a lieutenant now, that's what being a law enforcement officer and a detective is.
Yeah. She's going to investigate.
And again, I wish it was a beat they'd brought in or a plot line that they'd brought in a couple of a few episodes ago, because if we knew that she had this weight on her shoulders where she's going to have to make this decision, it would change how she looks at everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they delayed bringing it out. I thought it's a much more fascinating, you know, thing to have her work through. Hey, Sean, real quick, let me ask you, what do you think about maybe losing Batista? Did you hear us riffing about that?
You know what? I don't want to lose Batista. I think
you love him too.
He's a lovable character.
He's
so like,
cool.
You know, he's like a big teddy bear. The guy's awesome. You know, he's like one of those man's man kind of buddies that you go out with all the time. And I think he needs to be there because he's kind of like the moral center of the guy detectives there. He needs to be there. If we lose him, it's going to be big shoes to fill.
Well, they're really kind of positioning Anderson to be the same guy. I mean, he was the one that's doing the whole, he's always on the spot. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. The more we talk about it, like when Kristen said Gellar was dead, I'm like, I don't know what. And then you start seeing it more and more. It's like, oh, wait a minute. So anyway, well, hey, we're going to be doing predictions in like 2 seconds. Are we doing that now?
Yeah.
Sean, hang around for predictions. You can join us with this.
Sure. You know what? I wanted to commend you. Like I watched your Ustream show episodes ago when you had that prediction that Professor Gellar was not necessarily there, was not doing all these killings. And the whole time I've been watching, I've been thinking about that in the back of my mind, and I noticed, what the hell? He isn't interacting with anybody. Mm-hmm. And when I saw it 2 episodes ago get fulfilled, I was like, oh my gosh. So you know what? Good job.
Well,
that was pretty awesome.
That goes to Kristen. She's the one that came up with that. And at the first I said, oh, what? And then we started watching. I was like, well, yeah, there's something there.
I mean,
so
you guys were good. I didn't even see that coming. So I'm the slowpoke.
Well, I actually laid it in for Kristen to pick up on. And so we're in predictions. We already hit one with Deb, and we already kind of danced around with Batista whether or not he's going to live or die. But I guess, well, my prediction is, do I think whether or not Travis gets one more before
the beast kills the beast?
Yeah, and well, based on the trailer, yeah. Because he says your time is up, but well, there is only 2 witnesses now. I don't know if Travis knows there's only 2 witnesses because Adam died on the boat.
Right.
So.
So him and Beth collaborate.
Yeah. So who is he shooting?
Now.
Who is he shooting?
I mean, Beth.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to bring up. Who is Travis shooting? Right. I'm afraid it's Batista.
Doesn't mean it's fatal.
Right.
Yeah, because Batista's been shot a couple times.
And he's a big guy.
He takes a licking and keeps on.
So that's my prediction. I bet Travis does shoot Batista, and we don't know whether or not he lives.
Oh, until next season. That's a good cliffhanger.
That would be good.
I like that.
I was a little disappointed that this episode didn't leave us with a cliffhanger.
Well, there's 2 more to go.
I'm actually really excited about this episode and next week. I mean, finally, I'm on the edge of my chair, so.
Yeah, I feel like the story, like how you were saying, finally it's getting good. Like, finally the story is unraveling. I think it's just now getting juicy because they've just been building and building and building, and finally we get to see something.
Sean, do you have a prediction? What do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to the professionals. No predictions,
we call ourselves the Dexter
from my end, but
Dexperts.
I'm just listening to you guys for right now.
Okay, well, you know what? We're much more fun than Kardashians, I'll tell you that much. No one dies on that show. Although there are a lot of people willing to.
They should kill off some characters on that show. Might make it more interesting.
Shame. That's awful.
We love that show.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Sean, I want to thank you very much for calling in. It's always awesome
Sean,
to hear.
call us back next week, please.
Every week, Sean.
Anytime.
Certainly. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for having me.
All right, have a good day.
Bye, Sean.
And that is going to do it for the beautiful Kristen Snyder, the beautiful Spicy Maudry,
and the beautiful Steve Bottomley.
We will see you next week for Dexter, hopefully with a lot more blood. So this is us saying goodbye for Dexter, and we will see you next week.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.